Hi, welcome to Reasoning with Rima. On this channel, we deal with everything inspirational, motivational, and often quite emotional. And today we're dealing with the topic of shame and actually how it causes us to gain weight. So often I get clients coming in and they want to lose weight, but I always ask them, is this the first time you're going on the diet? Is this the first time you'll be losing weight? And a majority of the time, the answer is no. They've done Atkins, they've done paleo, they've done the Mediterranean diet, they've done low carb, they've done cabbage soup diet, they've fasted. They're expert dieters. So then the real issue is not how to diet for them, but it's how to keep it off. And it's how to develop a lifestyle that can keep it off. Now, what I find is that the great majority of my clients are executive. They're in very pressuring jobs, let's say. And if it's not the job that's pressuring them, sometimes it's just their family and just issues of life that's putting them in a position of stress. I really feel that this word is being over glamorized, so often I'll call somebody and, why didn't you make your appointment today? Oh, I'm really stressed out, as if stress is an explanation for being unreliable. And this is even what we do with ourselves and with our body. We say that we're so stressed that we're going to have something to eat, or we're going to spoil the diet, or we're going to have that little bit of chocolate, or why not a bit of pizza, just to relieve the stress, because we want to run away from that feeling. But my job with any client really is to go behind the diet. Yes, I can give you diet plans. I can tell you what to eat. I can set programs and targets for you. That is not where the real work comes in with me that makes my clients almost every time are successful in what it is that they're doing. But my greatest achievement is when I can get into the minds and the negative emotions that drive us, that even when we've lost the weight, before we know it, it's all come back on again. Now, often what's driving stress is the fear of failure. We don't want to fail. So, you're going on a diet, you want to lose weight, but the fear of failing is what you are scared of. But I want to put it to you that you're not actually scared of failing. You're more scared or have a fear of the shame of the feeling of failing. It is really shame. That is the emotion that drives most of us to overeat or to drink alcohol or to go for drugs, because that feeling of shame, it's so intense and it's so pressuring that we want to run away from it. So what happens is that some of my clients don't even want to go on a diet, because just the idea of failing and getting all the weight off, then putting it all on again and everybody looking at them like they're a loser, or, that they just don't really know what they're doing. Because when you're gaining weight, losing weight, at first people are like, oh, you look fabulous. But then when they see you keep losing it and then you put it on again, then it becomes obvious that you haven't really took authority over your eating. But it's not your eating that you need to take authority over. It's the emotions that drive you to eat. Now, what I'm trying to say is that whether you're in a high executive job, whether you've just got your family to look after, or whether you're alone, all of these things will come with a certain degree of pressure and expectation. Now, the more that we fear the feeling of shame that comes with failing, is the more likely we are going to do something to destroy our very own efforts. And then we put it down to stress. Because really what's happening with the shame is that we haven't experienced it yet. So my job usually is to get my clients to get in touch with the negative emotions, because what we're really doing is we're running away from them. And running away from them means is that, we're starting to think, okay, what if this goes wrong? What if this thing doesn't work out? What if I don't get the email on time? What if the boss is disappointed with me? What if my family, my friends, or whatever? So the fear of disappointing people and the shame that comes with disappointing yourself and others will actually sometimes drive you to do the shameful thing. Because nothing has happened yet, But what you tend to do is that when that feeling of shame comes into your body, it's so uncomfortable, it's so pressuring, it's so real that you want to run away from that feeling. And you never really allow yourself to experience that feeling, because what do? You eat it away, you drink it away, or you do something destructive that causes you to feel real shame. Not just the imagined shame of potential failure, but the real shame, because now you're fretting, you're stressing, you're worrying and wanting to run away from those negative feelings that take such strong control of you, drives you to look for a buffer. And the buffer is where the problem comes in, especially on your weight loss journey, because the buffer is trying to downplay it and to kill it off and to just ignore it. We want to run away from it. But what I'm trying to say to you, my friend, is that you cannot run away from your feelings. They are a part of you, and they're going to be a part of you for the whole of your life. Now, if you're in a successful position, then you don't have any problem with success. What you have a problem with is enjoying the success, because those fearful, grumbling emotions that you never learned how to deal with it. You learned how to be executive, you learned how to be a boss, you've learned to impress everybody in the community, you're a big money maker or not, but whatever it is, you've learned to do those things, but you've not learned about your emotions, which is at the very center. So the first step of managing a negative emotions is an emotion that we have to understand and come to grips with very early, or else it will spoil all our joy and spoil our success. Now, it is just a feeling. Shame is just a feeling. Love is a feeling. Hate, anger, frustration, irritation, annoyance. These are just feelings. They're just vibrations that are going through you and going through your body. And it always passes. Look at your history and you'll see that every negative emotion that you have, it comes and goes in waves, like radio waves. It comes, it's transmitting, it goes through you, then it passes. Face that feeling, manage it and conquer it. And so what I usually advise my clients is that when you want to eat, or when you want to drink alcohol or take drugs or just do something that's going to be destructive on you and probably make you feel real shame, just take a stop. Just stop for a few minutes, 10 minutes, and sit with that feeling. It's a part of you. Like I said, it's going to be there for the rest of your life. So you're going to have to get to know it. If you've got a man in your life or a woman in your life, if you've got something in your life that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, then you want to get to know that person. But we are not getting to know ourselves because we're not really getting to know our emotions. What we're doing is perpetually running away from them. And it is a running away from them. In the case of my weight loss clients, it is a running away from negative feelings and never facing up to them, never understanding them, never allowing that negative feeling to be expressed to yourself in a safe space, and then watching it go. Because trust me, whatever feeling you have, it cannot stay. It's like a cloud in the sky. It will drift by, but it will go. But if we don't allow ourselves to feel it, then we will never know how to manage it. Now, what I want to say to you is that the very minute you sit down and decide, I'm going to sit down with this feeling. I'm going to sit down with this pressuring, annoying, uncomfortable feeling. I'm going to sit in it and see what it's about, because this thing is robbing me of my joy. So when we sit down with it and then when we feel it, I can promise you, my friend, it never ever is as bad as the fear of it. And running away from it, resisting it. Every philosophical person in the world will tell you that what you resist, will persist. So resisting your negative feelings, resisting the feeling of shame, especially when you haven't done the thing to be shamed about, then that feeling of shame will persist and it will keep coming back because you just don't know how to deal with it. So if you are successful in all areas of your life, life and you've learned your job, you've learned how to be a good parent, you've learned how to be a community member, you've learned all of these skills, then why don't you think you can actually learn how to manage your emotion, manage your emotion, manage your emotion?